So what's going on, guys? My name is Violent. Welcome to GRIZZ Zombies. Today, we're going to be talking about the Origins Easter egg ending. That's right, both Origins Easter egg ending, including the Chronicles Remastered. I finally have all the answers, and we're going to plot this thing out in a video format so everybody here can understand what it means, what the ending meant, and where we're at currently, because a lot is going on, and I'm going to work it in 3 different stages with an entire roundup at the very end. So let's go ahead and get started. Perhaps the most prominent moment in our history is when we've discovered that something weird's going on in Origins with the red scarf. Why are there red scarves all around Origins? What does it mean to our storyline? Is there somebody else out there helping Richthofen? Well, we shortly got those answers as the Season Pass for DLC 3 unfolded. And so by all of us knowing the ending to Revelations, and as well the storyline actually being given to us by Jason Blundell himself, he gave out a timeline which showed the brackets that we're now in with all the dimensions. Dimension 63 is very important. But let's first establish the exact moment in time in our history when Origins took place.
Where are they? They should have arrived by now.
Oh, Maxis, you worry too much. In fact, aside from worrying, what do you do these days? As far as I can tell, you just repeat whatever I say in radio messages. No offense, of course. It's important to feel relevant. Big fan of what you do.
Look, they're here.
Well, well, well. Sometimes free will does work out. Look at how he's used it. Trying to right wrongs instead of skulking about in the house talking into a microphone.
Put the toys away, children. Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
Good call on the windows there, Max. This whole process can get a bit messy.
Remember, the map before this was Gorod Karavi, and Maxis is awaiting their return. That's when we hear the siren from that radio. Immediately following the siren, we find ourselves at the intro cutscene of Revelations. Our characters appear, the O4, the magical 4 that are so loved and beloved by our entire community. We have them arriving now in Revelations. Dr. Maxis is meeting them. This is a very, very interesting moment, very touching moment in our storyline. But it does beg the question, is this moment as precious as it seems? Or is there some sort of silver lining that we're not quite seeing? Let's see if we can discover that in this video.
Samantha, I must go to her.
This is all you have left.
Fire. The paradox must be resolved.
At last, I'm to be freed from Agartha. Your reward awaits you, my heroes. You only have to step into the light.
So Origins takes place after Gorod Karavi. We have DLC 3, and then our characters go to Origins, complete the opening of the portal in France, and boom, they're in to Revelations where they complete the cycle. It's interesting how this is unfolding, right? And there's a lot of questions left that we still have yet to discover in this video. So, if you're liking what you're seeing so far, be sure to drop a like on this video right now and subscribe for content all relating to Call of Duty Zombies. Now, what we got going on is Samantha shaking the snow globe in Chronicles, okay? We're going to talk just a little bit about DLC 5, but I'll wrap that up at the end in a very gold nugget that a lot of people haven't pieced together yet, okay? So the moment right here is very significant. And as you guys know, I have been grinding Kino lately, which is going to give us the answer exactly as to what we're seeing happening right here. But we got to take into consideration the window being opened. The window being opened is very important. Now, why is that important, and why have we heard this over and over again in our storyline, that the window must be closed and locked? And that is for the protection of the children. I'll give you the short answer right now. It's for the protection of the children. They can be contaminated or corrupted like we've seen in the past if the windows actually are left open when something goes down. And that little something is very exciting news, but we got to build our way to that point, and that little something is going to blow your mind, okay? So let's move back to that moment again with the snow globe. Samantha is discovering what's going on. She sees the dolls have been ripped apart. The room's a mess. The window's been opened. She's got to go over and close that window. Very, very interesting stuff. Now, we've seen Samantha's room quite a few different times in our game. As we travel down the rabbit hole, the Samantha's room we want to focus on right now is the one in Kino der Toten. And we're going to look at the normal Samantha's room, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the corrupted Samantha's room. And we'll get a better picture as we move forward as to what exactly is going on. The clear room here is very important. It's not the same as the room we've seen in Revelations or the ending cutscene in Origins. This is Kino der Toten's version, and remember, these are all different timelines, and that's what we need to take into consideration thinking about why the window needs to be shut.
Tomorrow, Eddie, you get to make the rules. I promise.
Tomorrow, Eddie, you get to make the rules. Well, what exactly happened during that tomorrow? That tomorrow is when they teleported in, they slept overnight, and boom, we have the Revelations ending. Richtofen then was in charge. So thinking about what exactly can happen if the window is left open, the mystery is no longer a mystery. Look at the corrupted room in Kino der Toten. Just take a look. But what causes the corruption, and why does the window need to be shut? The Shadow Man corrupting the entirety of the universes. Boom! The Apothecans are out. That is the corruption in the golden nugget I was talking about earlier. The changing of the world in itself, that blasting through the window and corrupting the entire room of Samantha's. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Knowing that that's what causes all the corruption in this room. What if all the children were still in this room? What would happen to them? I'm wondering. But the window and everything that's around is scattered on the ground. It shows that some sort of force has been pushed into here and caused this corruption. From what we know in Revelations, it was the Shadow Man, was the cause and effect to this occurring. So we have somewhat of an answer now. But what about the Chronicles trailer that we saw, the story trailer, when we see Samantha? Look at the window. Look at the window. It's open, which is direct symbolism for the Shadow Man's effect corrupting the room. Alright, that's what I firmly believe is going on. Let me know in the comments section if you think something else, but I've shown you the proof. You've seen it. I believe this is what exactly is happening. We have this new Samantha that enters the room. We know that time rifts are occurring. Richtofen is remembering. He has Mob of the Dead for the cause of remembering. It's in Dimension 63 that can't be destroyed. Is there a change happening with Samantha as well? Is Richtofen causing that because he knows the corruption would set her free? Is that the effect? I'm not sure. Black Ops 4 is still a bit of a mystery, and these are the questions that arise from this. But we can explain Origins a little bit further. There's one more thing I need to tell you about, and that is the camera angle. The camera angle plays an important role, and it is a character viewing this. And why is this character viewing this is another question, and it's one that will remain in our minds for quite some time. The reason why is the true mystery, not who. We actually do know who this is. Look at the dolls that are being played with right now. Something was set down. We all think it's a camera, right? Well, the figures that are showing on the way left of Eddie, he's holding Richtofen and Takio. Look at Samantha. She's holding Nikolai. Let's slow that down one more time. Let's take another look-see. There's one person not being shown here, and that, my friends, is Tank Dempsey. Now, this is a Chronicles concept that we have to consider. Dempsey is the camera angle, so hopefully that will be further explained in the next Treyarch title. But the last question that we have to answer are these cutscenes really the same, or are they in different timelines? Have they been advanced at all? Well, let me look at the hard facts of what Richtofen's doing. He's being reset through these cycles, but he can remember through Mob of the Dead. The lab under Alcatraz remains in Dimension 63 that cannot be destroyed. So as these cycles continue and continue to flow, each and every time they're reset, Richtofen is completing a little bit more of his mission. So the old Origins cutscene was a progression within that system. But we don't know how many times the cycle has been going on while we're playing the new Origins. So fellas, Origins is actually in a different time right now than we even know. This is a Black Ops 4 map as it is, so a lot of mystery is still left within Origins, but for the most part, that is the Origins cutscene explained. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and will consider subscribing. See you in the next one. Viollent out.